What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Snowstorm Studios. It's Billy here with another video, and guys, this one is pretty straightforward. This is my first build video I'm ever doing, and I'm doing it for the people who are new to ESO. For me personally, I am an endgame player. You guys know if you've watched my stream, I'm doing a lot of endgame stuff. I have max champ points, all that good jazz. But I have so many people coming to my stream and they're asking, hey, what's a good build for damage dealing for lower level players who can't get that endgame stuff, and they're trying to at least be valuable to their team, trying to have people notice them, trying to get into guilds, trying to get better at the game. This is the build for you guys if you want to do a Magic Sorc damage dealer for PvE content. So with that, let's get into it. Before actually we get into it, let me cut myself off. Everything here, guys, is my opinion, alright? So nothing here is set in stone. You can obviously take this build and maybe build from it, take things you like, take things you don't like, and change them, and build something that you're proud of, because that's what ESO is about. But I do want to give you guys the framework and the basic knowledge to be decent at PvE content damage dealing with a Magic Sorc. So that's what this build and this video is really for. So if you have any questions after the video, comment down below, let me know, and let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about, guys, is we are a Breton. For Magic Sorc, the two best classes are the High Elf is the best because it's going to give you more damage, and the Breton, which is going to make you a little more tanky and a little more survivable. I like the Breton better. You choose your poison there. Either one, it's not going to make or break, but I do understand if people comment and they go High Elf is better. I agree. I just personally like the Breton better. Now let's get into attribute points, guys. So we're doing 61 into Magicka and 3 into health. You can do any combination there you want. Some people do 5 into health and the rest in the Magicka. Some people do all in the Magicka. I personally like the 5 into health because with the food mini, it gets me right over 15,000 HP. And people will say 17,000 is really good, but for a lower level player who's doing easier stuff, 15,000 health is perfectly fine. Witch Mother's Potent Brew, guy, is going to be the food we use for the reason that the first thing increased the Magicka recovery by 319. Magicka recovery is something that is always good to have. It's going to be how fast your Magicka comes back. So let's use Magicka recovery as much as we can. Let's get it up as much as we can. This is the best food for it at a lower level. It's going to give us max Magicka and max health. The stone we're going to use is the Apprentice, guys, so it is going to give us 345 more spell damage, which we're doing spell damage, being a Sorc Magicka, obviously. And with each piece of Divines we use, it's going to increase. Now, guys, let's look at the stats we have going on here. So completely unbuffed on the front bar of my Magic Sorc, we have 39 max Magicka. Right around 38 to 41 is pretty good. Spell damage is 2714, completely unbuffed again. We will get that up with certain moves. And then Magicka recovery with the food is going to be 1462, which is good. That's not amazing, but anything above 1400 for a Magic Sorc is pretty good. You are going to have to do some heavy attacks to get back Magicka, but 1400 is still, you're still doing all right. Now, guys, let's look at the inventory or the setup of armor. So for the first thing I want to talk about, guys, is the 3-piece we're wearing. So the jewelry is going to be willpower. Willpower you can get from vendors, which is how I suggest getting it, or you can grind it out in certain spots. I'm not sure where they are. I would just Google it. I apologize. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure it drops in a lot of places. But willpower, guys, is going to give us with 2 pieces 1400 max Magicka and then 186 spell damage with 3 pieces. It's a really nice stat booster and a really easy set to get your hands on. Really nothing hard you have to do here. Make a little gold, but that's about it. Now, with each piece you buy, guys, make sure that the trait on it is Arcane. So the Arcane is the second line down. It says increase max Magicka. You do have Robust and Health. Robust is going to give you stamina, and Healthy is going to give you health. It's going to give you health. So you want Arcane for the max Magicka. So each one's going to give us another 840 max Magicka in our pool. Now for the enchantments, I'm doing a 1 and a 2 setup. So the 1 is on the necklace with the Magicka recovery glyph, 169 Magicka recovery. Again, that's just going to be how fast Magicka regens. And then the other 2, I'm doing spell damage because we are a damage dealer. Some people do all 3 spell damage. Some people do 2 regen, 1 spell damage. For me, I do 2 spell damage, 1 regen. Again, play around with it. See how much you're running out of max Magicka, and then kind of play from there. You don't want to be out of your main resource, so you always want to have a lot of Magicka in your pool. Hence why I have the 1 regen. Now, when we go to the 5-piece, guys, we are going to be using Julianos. Julianos is a really great set. Some people use Spellweave, some people use Netches. At the 5 pieces for both of those, you have to proc. Or no, I think Netches gives you only lightning damage, and then Spellweave gives you a proc. This one, no matter what you're doing, you will always have 299 spell damage added on with 833 crit, 1096 max magic, and another 833 crit. It's a really, really good set, guys, and really easy to get. You can craft it yourself. You can have someone else craft it for you. People are probably selling it in vendors. It's a really good set. Now, with the enchantments we're using on it, we're using max magicka in each one. So we're going to use max magicka, max magicka, max magicka, max magicka, and max magicka. That's the only stat we care about. Now for each enchantment on it, or no, not for each trait, excuse me, we're going to have Divines, which is going to increase at 345 from the Apprentice Mundus Stone. We're going to have Divines, again, more damage, Divines, more damage, Divines, more damage, and then we're going to use Infused. Now you can use Infused or Divines. Basically, break it down, Infused, if you use it, you're going to get more max magicka, and if you use Divines, you're going to get more damage. So again, see if you're running out of max magicka, because then you know to make this Infused or get it Infused. But if you're not and you want to do more damage, make it Divines and increase your damage. That's completely up to you. For the monster set, guys, we're going to use Lambrus. Lambrus is a really, really, really good set for Magicka Sorcs. It's going to help with AoE damage, or basically crowd control. The one piece, you're going to get max magicka, important as hell, obviously. And then when you deal fire or shock damage, you have a 10% chance to drop a meteor shower on them, dealing damage to a bunch of enemies within 4 meters. Really good set. I like it better than Valkynscoria. Valkynscoria will give you health instead, do more single target, but for me, the Mag Sorc in dungeons, especially trials, crowd control is just really important. For both of these guys, we're going to again put another max magicka enchantment and have them both be Divines. Now it's time to look at where this build suffers. I'm going to have other versions of this build where they don't get to utilize the monster set. This build is utilizing this monster set. We don't have great staffs. So those 2 staffs we're using, guys, are Julianos. An Inferno staff on the front bar and a Lightning staff on the back bar. The problem is those don't help with anything, because we already have the 5-piece. So having 7 pieces of Julianos isn't helping us at all. But when you get a VMA staff or an Asylum staff, which is what you want for endgame, you can just slot it out and the build's all ready to go. That's sort of what this build is great for. It's preparing you for endgame. But there are some important things. You always want the front bar to be Inferno staff, and you always want to have the front bar with a shock damage glyph and a infused trait. Infused is going to increase the shock damage and the cooldown. Then on the back bar, you want to be Lightning with a spell damage increase, so 348 for 5 seconds with a Nirnhone, which is just going to increase the damage. Again, you just put in the better staffs, the Asylum and the Asylum and the VMA when you get them. The trouble with this build is you are wasting slots because there's nothing you're gaining from a armor ability from here. Now for skills, guys, on the front bar, we are going to be using the Crystal Frag. Basically, when it procs, use it. It's a really great damage ability. We're going to use Haunting Curse, guys. This is a great dot. You shoot it, it ticks once, blows up, it ticks again, or it ticks like 8 more seconds, then blows up, so it's like a double damage over time. Crushing Shock is going to be our spammable. You can use Force Pulse, which is the other morph. Force Pulse is going to give you more damage, but Crushing Shock is going to help in groups because it puts enemies off balance and interrupts them. When you interrupt an enemy, you stop whatever they're doing, and it's really, really useful and a really good group utility. Bound Aegis, guys, is a really good move that you need to double slot. So if I switch bars, it's still in the same exact spot. Why do I do that? Because when I activate it, or actually, let me not activate it. It's going to increase our max magicka. My max magicka on my front bar is 39. Let me turn it on. Now it's on. You can see I have the purple glowy around me. Now we're going to have 42 max magicka, so it goes up by a lot. That's really useful, and if I keep it on both bars, it never goes away. I switch bars, still purple. And it also is going to give us physical and spell resistance of 1320. That's not really a big physical and spell resistance increase, but it is useful. Then the last we're going to use, guys, is Inner Light. Inner Light's going to give us another 5% max magicka, and we get a spell crit increase just by having it slotted. You don't activate it, you just put it on your bar and just let it sit there. Now, it's not on my back bar, so let's see what happens here. My front bar, if I'm on my front bar, how much max magicka do we have? We have 42.5. I switched to my back bar, I just lost 5% max magicka. Here, let me switch. There we go. I totally forgot how to switch bars there for a second. Now I only have 40,000, so I just lost 2,000 max magicka. Some people put Inner Light on both bars to keep them both high. I don't for a certain reason, and I'm going to tell you about that in a second. First thing, Bound Aegis, same thing. Still on the same bar. Or still on the, still slotted, both bars. Now we're using Power Surge, guys. This move is insane. Basically, when you activate it, you get a spell damage increase. Let's go look at my spell damage. On my back bar, it's 29, and on my front bar, it should be 27. Let's activate Power Surge. Now on my back bar, I'm 34, and on my front bar, sorry, I'm 32. So now when I activate this, it has I think it's up for 30 seconds, or maybe it's like 20 to 28 seconds. I have spell damage increase right here with the spell damage going up. So it's a really good move. Plus, guys, every time I do critical damage, every time I do, one sec, there we go. Every time I do critical strikes, I heal. So while you're doing damage, you're going to heal yourself when this move is off. Really, really useful. Then we're going to use Hardened Ward, guys. It's basically our shield. You can use Harness Magicka if you want to from the Light Armor skill tree. I personally like Hardened Ward better, especially the more Max Magicka you have. It's gonna protect you for more. And then the last thing we'll have are our 2 AoEs. These are going to be for our Crowd Control, Liquid Lightning, and Blockade of Storms. Make sure you guys always drop Liquid Lightning first because the duration is a little bit longer, 10 seconds to 8 seconds. So to time it up correctly, drop Liquid Lightning first. Then to go over the ultimates, guys, we're going to use the Storm Action Arc on the front bar. Really good move, really good for direct damage when you're fighting a boss or something. And then the Storm Action, or then the Destro ulti, excuse me. The Destro ulti is going to help do AoE damage, especially if you're fighting a boss with ads or you need to kill a big group of ads. That's what you use this for. Then the last thing, guys, we're going to talk about are the champion points. Really, really simple. I have 720, but I just wanted to show the 300. Elfborn's going to help increase critical strikes. This is going to help, Elemental Expert's going to help increase damage from fire and shock, which we're going to be using. Spell penetration, guys, no point to put any in here at this point because tanks and healers will be giving you spell penetration, so don't worry about that till later in the game. Master at Arms is just going to increase direct damage that we do. Staff Expert is going to increase light and heavy attacks with the Destruction or Resto Staff. Only 2 in there for now, add more as you get more champ points. Then Thaumaturge is going to increase the damage done by our damage over time effects like our AoEs, like the Elemental Blockade and Liquid Lightning. Now, guys, for this one, this is just basically all healing. I'll go through this quick for you. Ironclad, it's just going to take, it's going to reduce damage against direct attacks. Hardy's going to reduce damage against physical poison disease. Elemental Defender is going to reduce damage against flame, frost, and shock. Thick Skin is going to reduce damage of over time effects. And then nothing we're going to put in the Lord. 2 in the Warlord, basically we're going to break free with 1% less cost, so that's nice. You'll add more later there as you level up. And then Arcanist, we're going to use, guys, for Magicka Recovery. Again, remember we talked about getting Magicka back quicker. This is just another way to get Magicka back quicker. Make sure you put 49 in here. And then Tenacity is going to increase the amount of Magicka we get back from a heavy attack. Light attacks, guys, you use to do damage. Heavy attacks you use to get back Magicka. So put 49 in here, you'll get more Magicka back each time. Nothing into Shadow. And guys, I think that is actually the whole build. This is my 4th try on this video. I really hope it helped you. I tried to make it as quick, as concrete as possible. If you have any questions, please comment down below. If you have any ideas on how to make it better, try them out yourself and let me know if you found something that works better. This is just something I used to use, and honestly, it really helped. And between all the versions of the builds I made, because there's going to be other versions up on this channel, this one hits the hardest. The monster set with the 3-piece willpower hits harder than 2 5-pieces, and then the 1-piece monster set. Just my opinion, though, and from my parse tests, that's what I saw. I'm sorry I couldn't include any parse tests in here. It's tough to do because all my armor is gold. You guys will probably have purple armor, which is completely fine, but if you're hitting anywhere from 20 to 25k, you're in the right area with the VMA staff and the Asylum staff, and with Moondancer or Infallible Ether, you can get that up to 30, 35, but this is for those beginner players. I really hope it helped, guys. Please, questions down below. I hope I got everything in this video. If I missed something, let me know. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I hope to see you on the next stream. Peace out.